here. Yes, I was converting this into a very basic platform that we can use to hold the player on. So before we do that, what we need to do is get rid of this mesh collider here. And this is part of the 3D physics. We're going to replace it with a box 2D collider. And you'll see that we can actually mix and match some of the 2D stuff, in this case on a 3D object, and it'll happen to work. And I use these, I use quads a lot just when I'm like blocking out a level or something and just want to test out the physics without having to get into, obviously like I said, we don't have a level editor or anything just yet in the game. So we have our box collider. I also want to change its width. So just trying to see here if I actually gave a specific value. It doesn't look like I did. So we're going to change its X scale to about 20. That's a little bit big. We'll just do 10. So here we go. We now have this quad, and it's hard to see, but there's a green outline that represents the box collider. Maybe when I zoom out, it's a little bit easier, like right here. So this box collider is going to take the shape of this. Even though we changed its scale here to 10, the box collider is still going to wrap this object correctly. So the next thing that we just want to make sure is that if we were to run this, our player is going to fall right through it. And that's because our player actually needs a box collider too. So let's just give him a box collider 2D, and for right now we'll just have it wrap around the player. And if we run the game now, you'll see that he actually hits the ground and stands correctly on the platform. So again, remember I was telling you there's a lot of empty space inside of this sprite because of this box collider. Later on, we're going to tweak this and pull this in so that you only get collision around the player himself. But I just want to sort of point out this thing, and this really great way of testing out physics early on in your game is just by using quads wherever you can, and just giving them a box collider 2D. And also, you'll see I still have the game running. You can still manipulate stuff in the game, drop them and see how they react, and play around with stuff. So if you're testing out gravity and trying to make things trying to make sure that everything is running the way that you want, you can run it inside of the game. Just remember that any changes you make inside of the game won't get saved outside of the game. So in this case, if we were to do something like set gravity to -1 and make him fly up, if we stop the game and run it again, gravity gets reverted to 1. So in this case, I could do, let's do -0.2 for example. One neat trick that you can do is you can actually right click here just lost my headphones. So let the technical glitches of the live stream begin. So I was saying you can right click here on this component and copy component. When you stop the game, you'll see everything reverts back. If you right click here, you can actually paste the component values in, and you can get any of the values you tweak from a component. So that's just one way to allow you to make changes at runtime and then bring them back over into the editor. So the last thing I want to do is I'm going to hit apply, and I want to save these changes. I added the box collider to the player, and I want to change this quad into something that we could reuse over and over again. So here I'm going to call this test platform.